If you need a place to hide a spare key so you don't get locked out again, I grab some spray foam from the store. I practice spraying the foam in a variety of shapes. I let that dry completely. And then I grabbed some apple barrel burnt umber acrylic paint and painted the entire shapes so that they were completely coated. After that had dried, I grabbed my hot glue gun and glued all of the pieces together. Now I grabbed my spare key and some tape and placed it to the bottom of the spray foam. Now I placed it in my yard for an unexpected way to hide your key. I tied a piece of fishing line to one end of the key. The fishing line makes the line almost invisible to the eye to see. This is our hammock in our backyard, and I removed one of the caps from the end, placed the key inside the pipe, and then left some string hanging outside and replaced the cap. Use decor around your yard to hide a key. Here's a dragonfly lantern, and all I had to do was open it up, place the key inside, and now it's hidden in an inconspicuous place. Here's an example of a lantern that has frosted sides. Not many people would expect a key to be hidden inside a candle holder. This is a blackbird ceramic piece that sits in my yard. Place a key inside and then place it back where it belongs. We all have these boxes located outside of our homes, and some of them open up. Place some tape onto a key and place it inside the box, and then close it back up for a wonderful hiding place for a key. Sometimes you can look for cracks in your home, whether it's in siding or in your columns, but these are great places to put a key on a string and squeeze it into the cracks or into the siding. Then all you have to do is pull on the string to get the key back out. If you have some fencing, you can remove a cap from one of the fence posts, tape a key to the underside, replace the cap back onto the fence. Utilizing our furniture is another great place to hide your keys. I simply took this key and placed it onto the lip underneath my table. I love these magnetic key hiding boxes. They are great for so many places. One of the places I like to put them is on my grill. Now I can place it under the edge on the outside of the grill or open it up and place it inside the grill as well. You can place keys underneath a storage box or underneath a doghouse. Now there are a lot of fake rocks out there that you can use to hide rocks, but nothing better than an actual rock itself. Pick up a large rock, tape a key to the bottom of it, and place it in a place, blending in with all the other rocks. Remove your artwork from the walls and place a hidden key behind them by just adding a little tape to a key and sticking it out on the backside and then hanging it back up. And I hope this inspires you to create some hidden key hacks of your own. Again, I'm Chas from Chas's Crazy Creations.
The work table in my office has a lot of space underneath for storage, but it is really ugly to look at. So I found a $10 solution to cover up this mess. So I'm measuring the front of the desk, height and width. I'm laying out the foam board, and I'm going to cut it down to fit the desk. This board cuts easily with a box cutter or a craft knife. To hold these pieces together, I'm using clear packing tape on both sides of the seams for a really strong hold. Now I want to cover the front of this large piece with marble shelf liner. This shelf liner comes in a ton of different patterns at Dollar Tree. You can also get it on Amazon, so you can get something that matches your decor. Starting in the top corner, I'm leaving a bit of an overlap on the top and the side so that I can fold it under, creating a really nice looking edge. I grabbed a craft scraper for this project. A credit card works really well too. Slowly pull the backing off the sticky shelf liner while pressing down on the marbled part. This will ensure you have a really smooth look without any bubbles or wrinkles. I used almost 4 rolls for this project, using the same technique for each roll, slightly overlapping them in between. Now to attach this to my desk, I want to use some Velcro. I picked this up at Dollar Tree as well. You could use command hooks or even a more permanent adhesive. I like that with the Velcro, I'm able to pull this off if I ever need to get in there. Now I have a clean looking desk. I'm still able to store all my things underneath, but I don't have to look at the mess, and neither does anybody else that comes into my office. I hope this inspired you and you're ready to hide the mess under your desk with this simple hack.
For this project, I'm going to start with 3 cutting boards that are average size and width that I picked up at my local dollar store. The first thing I want to do for my project is paint my boards. I love the grain on these boards, but they're a little too yellowy for what I want them for, so I'm just going to give them a coat of milk paint. You want to make sure that you do inside the handle if you have a handle, and you want to make sure that you do both sides. I'm not going to worry about it being too opaque because I don't mind if I see some of the wood grain through the paint. I can even take a cloth and wipe a little bit of that back if I want it to be a little bit more of a whitewashed effect. Now that the paint is dry on all 3 of my cutting boards, I'm going to take my sandpaper and I just want to rough up the edge a little bit. I love the look of aged things, so I want to give this just a little bit of that aged feel. To finish off my board before I assemble this, I'm going to use some hemp oil, and hemp oil is food grade safe, but it also makes a wonderful coating for your milk paint or chalk paint. I'm just going to put some on a rag and I'm just going to rub this all over. Even though I won't be eating off of these cutting boards, I do want to protect the paint that I've put on them. And I will just go ahead and rub this on all sides of each of the boards. With all 3 of the boards sanded and oiled, it's ready to assemble my boards together. Now they're going to feel a little oily at first, but that oil will dry up nicely in the next couple of days. So to assemble the boards, I want to work with the back of each of the boards. So I'm going to turn them over here. And I want to make sure that they are all nice and level so that the bottoms are all in the right spot together. And what I'm going to do is take some of these reclaimed hinges that I have. And if you don't have any that you've used before, you can always pick these up at the hardware store. And they're just little piano hinges here. And you want to make sure that this little raised part is on the inside. You don't want to put it in between your boards because it's going to create too much of a gap. And I will measure these out in just a second. So I'm going to make sure, now I have some lines on my board, so I can use those as a way to line up my boards here. And I'm just going to put these about an inch or so from the top of my line there and an inch or so from the bottom of my line here. Once I have my hinges in place, it's time to add some screws to hold them permanently where they are. So I'm just going to put these in. So I'm going to start by attaching just the 4 at the bottom and then making sure that I have this exactly level down below before I attach all the rest of the screws. Okay, so I'm just going to make sure that that is level. And that is perfect. So I'm going to attach the rest of my screws, and you can see that I've split my wood here a little bit, and that's okay. Once you see the outside, you really don't notice that. And also, I don't mind that. I actually love the more beat up and worn things look. Now that my boards are together, I can slip them into place and cover up this cluttered corner of my kitchen counter. They slide into place so easily, they can be moved easily, and now I can conceal all of that stuff in this corner. It was such a fun and easy project to do, and a great way to use some of these dollar store cutting boards. I hope the next time you're there, you'll grab some of these cutting boards and make your own clutter cover to help keep your kitchen organized. I want to thank KLC on Hometalk for inspiring this project, and I will see you next time. I'm Lisa from Recreated Designs. Thanks for watching Hometalk.